Oh, you good, bro?
What's up, guys? Mitch from RespectMyRegion.com here with another episode of the Respect My Region Plus podcast. Today, I'm joined by special guest Mike Capes. How you doing today, Mike?
So weird. I'm good, bro. Good.
Living, man, living down there in PDX. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here in the Seattle area. You know, man's had to check in from Portland. The PNW connection right here. The I-5 connect, man.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, I know you be fucking with Seattle. We had you out here for a show,
Oh
and
yeah, I fuck
I've
with
been out
Seattle
here.
tough.
Yeah.
I love to be up there more, man. Do some more stuff up that way.
Yeah, we got to connect. We got to connect the scenes a little bit more. I know when we had you up here it was with the thesis, my guy Mac and shit, and me
Yeah,
and him. I've been knowing him forever, and that's something. It's crazy. Me and him talked about that for so long, and then we finally did it, and it's crazy. I mean, I don't know if it's just COVID or what. Like, we need to do some more of that shit, man.
I think it was COVID that stopped the momentum because there was more Portland, Seattle shows starting to pick up. So at around that time, bro.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? Like, people be sleeping on Tacoma, right? Because like when I look at the Pacific Northwest, the three pillars are, Seattle obviously that's the mecca. It's the biggest city out here in the PNW. But then you got Tacoma, and then you got Portland. And Tacoma gets slept on a lot. Portland gets slept on a lot. I feel like your generation kind of helped. You and a couple people after you helped kind of establish that well known throughout the PNW and beyond that. But Tacoma still be getting slept on a little bit, man.
I fuck with Tacoma, bro. I think Tacoma got some of the tightest artists, bro, that come from there. You got Lee's, you got Ugly Frank, you got
Mm.
who else, bro?
Louis out
What's
there
his
doing
name?
his thing.
Louis. I'm thinking of Bruce Leroy.
Bruce, yeah, Bruce, man, he be out there.
Who else is from out there, bro? You got
Scribe
Black.
Mecca. I don't know if you know Scribe Mecca. He's super nice though,
You,
man.
oh, I haven't heard of him.
Okay.
I know you got R&B Black Soul. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's so many artists that come from Tacoma. I like that music a lot. It reminds me of where I'm from in Portland.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a minute, there was a hot minute, and because obviously running the blog and shit, we talk about music all over the Pacific Northwest. There was a hot minute where I was like, bro, most of my favorite music, like, because I'll be saying, and I say this to you, like, behind the scenes and shit, like, we feature and we talk about a lot of music and shit, but like, I obviously have my personal taste, which I don't really put out there. And I always think it's funny when people like trying to accuse us of bias or this and that, and I'm like, bro, like,
Yeah,
I don't even really be putting out there who I've never done a playlist of like artists that Mitch, I personally listen to in my day-to-day life, not
yeah.
removed from the blogging position. But there was a big period where I was telling everybody just behind the scenes, I was like, bro, I listen to way more Portland shit than Seattle. Way more.
Hey, man. Hey, we doing our shit down here.
You
That's
know?
all I can say. I fuck with Seattle too, though, man.
And,
Uh,
and we be
I don't
coming
know
up.
how the scene is up there right now, but when I was going up there, it was like Gifted Gab, it was Jarv D,
Mm-hmm.
the Moore Gang, Dave B,
Mm-hmm.
cats like that up there.
Yeah, there's been a whole new shift, and I'll be getting older, man. Then I'll be tapped into the guys that really be making headlines and be tapped, not just us, but like the media be getting peeped on, like Thizzler, whatever, the top media, what they be shining on. I'll be tapped into them, but there's a lot of people like the younger generation that got that wave on
Yeah,
TikTok or Instagram and shit sometimes, and I'll be late to the party because I'm fucking old. I'm not on TikTok, man.
yeah, bro. There ain't no way to possibly keep up with everything, especially sometimes when you in it. I feel like it's sometimes harder to keep up with people that's doing
Absolutely.
shit.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'll be on I got my shit that I listen to personally, and I got the shit I'll be blogging. And like as we get older, it's like generations underneath us be tapping in, and then certain ones like there's no connection. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
have that, check out my man, he's the younger, whatever. So there's this whole younger generation that probably be looking at us like, fuck them, they're out of touch. Like they don't even be
Yeah.
reaching out type shit. And like,
Or we OGs. And like it's all about, man. I feel like with younger artists and even some of us, it's like you got to put yourself in position to network with people and really meet people in real life. Because a lot of disconnect is like a lot of our generation, like 30 and up, we use social media and shit like that, but like we don't connect with people that way. You know what I mean?
right.
We still connect by in person. And a lot of them, if they inbox you and you don't answer, a lot of times it's assumed that you just not fucking with them when it's not that. A lot of the time it's just way
Shit.
more responsibilities going on.
Right. And bro, as you get older, like the more I run this, whether it's sales, whether it's music, bro, like they say sales, they say the fortune's in the follow up, bro. Like for me to close a deal with someone I'm trying to sell some shit, bro, I have to follow up with them motherfuckers 10 times. And when I was
Right.
younger, I'll be like, I don't want to follow up. I feel like I'm harassing them. I feel like I'm bothering them. But you later learn, like, that's just a part of the game, bro. They're not sleeping
Right.
on you. That's just a part of the game. Like
Yeah.
some people won't fuck with you, and whatever, it is what it is. You can't force them, but you got to put yourself in front of them. And I used to have the same chip on my shoulder when we were coming up, and like our blog was doing hella numbers, and we weren't getting opportunities. And I was like, man, I was just like, if these people are actually looking at the numbers, we're winning. Like, they're asleep. I don't know what they're thinking. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like you said, I didn't do a lot of going and meeting and shaking hands. I thought that shit was corny, but as you get older, it's like that shit's necessary, bro.
It's relationships, bro. When
Absolutely.
you purely do it through social media and shit, it becomes like a transactional relationship more than anything, you know. But in person, you can really, pick somebody's brain and get to know them.
Absolutely. And so when it comes to your shit, right? Like when I first got hip to your shit, Razor Tongue, I think it was probably the first joint I can think of. I might have seen the name, seen some shit, but that was the first time. And someone was like, yo, you gotta check this cat from Portland. There's some shit. And that was definitely in my lane of like, again, what I personally, beyond just blogging, like the type of shit I personally listen to, that definitely fit the mold.
Yeah.
How long were you doing music and like putting shit out seriously kind of before that? Because I know Concrete Dreams I know that was on Concrete Dreams, but that came out a little bit before the project came out.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about so that came out, put out like a Concrete Dreams, like it was like a demo with
Right,
like
right,
5 songs that ended up on Concrete Dreams and like a couple that didn't. It was just like promo songs. But when did I start putting out music seriously? So I was in groups before. So I started writing music like in 6th grade, but in high school I started recording, and I was in a group then. I probably put out my first music seriously like at 16,
Mhm.
but I was in a group, and it got radio play down here and all of that. And then I came out of that group, and then I joined with Rashid Jamal and Glenn Waco, and we had the
Mhm.
Resistance, and that started popping off, and we did music through that. That's when we really started picking up performing like at real venues and stuff like that. And then from there, just I said like 22, 23 is when I started putting out more of my solo type stuff. I started out with Rise and Grind, and then after Rise and Grind was Concrete Dreams.
Mhm.
And then from there you got what? Sheesh, Cold Blooded, and now In Spite of.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you had like one solo project before Concrete Dreams that I was
Yeah.
sleeping on.
I don't even think it's sleeping, bro. I think everybody got like a foundational type of
Mhm.
release. I feel like that it was that. I funded that shit with like unemployment checks and
Mm.
shit like that, and PCC grant money. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was just me trying to really put some shit out.
Yeah.
I think it was like I want to say it was like 18 songs, but that kind of got people's ear, and then Razor Tongue came after that, and that's when I could say I could identify that as the point where people really started paying attention when Razor Tongue came out.
Yeah, 'cause you were chopping on that shit, bro. You were chopping.
Yeah,
What's funny is like it's not quite, but like Griselda's in that same like that darker hip hop, classic hip hop vibe. They're on that
yeah,
later. You know what I'm saying? You were on that at that time, bro. And that's what captivated me. Where I was like, I mean, you're a little bit younger than me. You're still not like super super young head, but you're younger than
yeah,
me. And I'm like, damn, bro, a younger cat be spitting like on some shit like this.
yeah, bro. Like, cause like I don't know, a lot of shit was. I feel like when I was in groups, a lot of shit, not the Resistance or VLR, but like when I was younger in high school and all of that, I was writing a lot of music in groups that I didn't necessarily want to write. It was
Mm,
like, okay, what's hot right now? Okay, we doing hyphy music.
hmm
And I had a whole bunch of shit like Razor Tongue that I just wasn't putting out. You know what I mean? And then I was able to get by myself, and that's when I started putting out shit that I really like doing. But
Okay, yeah, it's funny, bro. The hyphy shit. When I lived in Portland in like '07, '08, and I started going out there a little bit before that and a little bit after that. And that's why I used to always tell people, oh, bro, the Portland is just like the wannabe Bay at the time, man. Y'all was on the hyphy movement
listen, bro, you gotta
heavy.
you gotta think though. Psycho is from Portland, bro.
Right, right.
Psycho
R&B.
produced Thiz Dance and Boss Tycoon. So we already kind of had that type of energy a little bit. But it just took like, Mac Dre catching fire here too. I
Hmm
feel like E40 and Cool Nuts have always had like a cool relationship too.
hmm
So a lot of his music was up here, even growing up. So I think yeah, it was kind of like a baby bay. I don't know what Seattle was like at that time, but
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
trying to think because I'm not historically from Seattle, and so like Portland, honestly, because like my journey, a lot of people don't, a lot of people don't even know. They know me from like the blog shit, but my journey started as a producer, and so like
Yeah.
I was out in Portland, fucking at the old Momentum when it was right off of Southeast
Woo!
Salmon Street. You know what I'm
Off
saying?
Oak or Salmon or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Salmon, bro. Fucking up on the top floor, fucking with Zeb and shit, bro.
That's what I record with now.
Yeah, Zeb, bro. Zeb's the guy, bro. He
He's a
blessed me,
wizard.
bro. He blessed me a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put very little money in that man's pocket, and he blessed me with so much knowledge and really like, man, he just let me like. I remember when I paid him to mix an album, I was like, bro, can I just like sit over your shoulder and like I'll try not to bother you too much. I just want to watch how you mix shit, and like
Yeah.
I learned a lot of shit from that man.
He a wizard, bro. Wizard.
And he a good dude, man. He like a real good dude.
Definitely. I go by myself to the studio, so we always talk about a lot more shit than music, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He used to let us, bro. He used to let us get in there when he was done. Like pretty much for free, bro. And we would take the Max down because I was staying out in Beaverton. We would take the Max out there, and the Max stopped running overnight. Bro, I'm not even lying. We bring a sleeping bag, bro. We would go all night until we couldn't go no more, and we sleep on the fucking floor and wait till
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy because I was probably going in there around this. Well, I didn't start recording albums with Zeb until like Concrete Dreams, but I was in there, the old Momentum with like, Lil Face and Writers Committee. I would go in there, so we probably ran across each other and didn't even know, bro. Y'all remember the old one.
Yeah, everybody was in there. That's why I met rapper E out there, bro, who ended up becoming a real good friend of mine. I'm trying to think, like J Child, bro. I can't even remember the.
Yeah, that's the whole. Yeah, he was with the Gov. You know,
the Gov. There we go. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, J Child, man. He was the first dude. On the J, they said Jay-Z don't write, and I remember that inspired a whole generation of people that don't write. I remember J Child being in the sessions with him. He just sit in the corner, and he'd go in the booth and spit his shit, and I was like, "He didn't write this shit down, bro. What the fuck?"
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we was probably in there around the same time, man. I was hella younger though. How old is you, bro?
I'm 34.
You got me by 2 years, 32.
Yeah.
So I was in there, but I was probably like a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, I was probably out there. It was like 19, 20 and shit. So yeah, you were probably still in high school, and like again at the time, like I wasn't even tapped in. At this point, like I've done a lot of shit, Washington, Oregon, all over. But at that time, like I was just a producer trying to find my fucking way, man. But I show like I got a lot of love for Portland just because, man, I turned 21 when I lived in that city, man. I had no fucking money, so we were moving on the Max, not paying. I know motherfuckers get thrown in jail for that shit now.
Nah, bro, you still can do it. I'll be moving on it. Shit.
Oh, you see the yellow jackets get on there, you just hop off and wait for the next one.
You see that badge, bro? You like, oh shit, I got to bounce off this one.
I remember one time my brother was in high school. He still gives me shit. I remember I called him. They got on there. I was slipping. I didn't hop off the bus. I called him. I seen this dude walking up, and I was like, "What? She's in the hospital? What are you talking about?" And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I act so distressed. This guy was like, I'm not even gonna bother this kid, man. And my brother's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, damn near in tears. And then he just walked past me. I was like, you don't even know. You just saved me a ticket.
Man, they hit you with a little ticket, man. You just gotta go take care of the ticket, and you good usually.
Yeah. You let a couple of those stack up, they throw your ass.
Well, you gotta throw on an accent and be like, I'm not from here.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, I lived there for like a little over a year, but I didn't pay for a Max ticket probably more than once the whole time I lived there, man.
Exactly, bro.
We was moving, man. But recently you just did this show with Amine at the Moda Center, man, sold out in your hometown. And I was talking to you again a little bit offline, man. Like they got you on a slot. Usually when you get the opening, and you're not the headliner, you don't get the packed joint. Like, but that shit looked packed when you were in there, bro. What did it feel like to be in front of your hometown, in front of that many people, bro? On that, especially the Moda Center, which used to be the Rose Guard. You know what I'm saying? It's just a legendary spot for the city, man.
Yeah, bro. It just felt like something that was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? I didn't realize it was gonna happen that quick. Because Amine hit me personally. He texted me. He was like, "Hey, bro, just hitting you to see if you be willing to open up for me at the Moda Center." I said, "The fuck, hell yeah!" And then from there, we just handled the business part of it. And yeah, bro. But going up on that stage, I wasn't nervous the whole day until like an hour before, because people started calling me and texting me, all that shit. And I was like, "Fuck." So Dre went out Slaps, he went out there and he had him do the call and response with my name, and then after that, I was cool. But my heart was in my throat. I ain't gonna lie to you,
I
bro. I was
bet.
like, damn.
I bet.
And it was them lights. It's different up there with smoke flying in your face
Mm,
and them lights. But it was fun, bro. It was
yeah.
fun, man. My mom got to see it, my brother. So
Yeah, I seen you reposting a lot of shit. I mean, there's a lot of people in attendance that knew you too, and
yeah,
because I seen you reposting a lot of shit on the gram from just a bunch of different accounts, you know. So I tell
yeah,
you, you know, people that knew you, maybe the people that discovered you that night, but
yeah,
yeah, that's got to be an epic feeling, man. In front of your, you know, that's the stage, right?
yeah.
That ain't the fucking Roseland, like that's the Moda Center, man. That's a big
Right.
deal.
And people knew the music too. Like a lot of people knew the music. I was like, oh shit. People really came out to see what I was doing. So and jumper cables, we did that shit. That's like a North anthem, me and
Mm,
Vinny. And that shit went crazy.
yeah,
We did it out the hook a cappella at the end, and they knew that shit.
mm. Yeah, that's got to be a special feeling, man. I mean, obviously you're from Portland. You know, you rocking the Blazers hat now. It's been a
Oh yeah,
big part of your look is rocking Blazers gear, man,
always.
and a lot of your lyrics, bro, deal with just like the, you know, the community of Portland. Like, there's a lot of support around Portland. What does Portland mean to you?
It's home, bro. It's home. I mean, specifically Northeast and North Portland. You know what I mean? I grew up in both of them, mostly in the North, but I got love for Northeast too. So when I feel like when you got the community behind you, that's a big thing. Even when people from outside of the state or the city ask about who doing what in Portland, and people bring up my name a lot, bro. So I feel like that comes from gaining the support of people in the city, and not just through music, but doing community work and
Hmm.
just being a genuine person. You know what I mean? It's not. I always say like rapping is part of my identity, but it ain't my identity. And I think moving like that, a lot of people respect that shit. I don't even mention that I rap to a lot of to people when they meet me. They just usually end up finding out. So,
Hmm.
and I just think being a solid person away from the music too has helped.
Would have been, you know, and obviously Portland is a small market, right? It's a little bit small for a major city. You know, the biggest city in Oregon is a smaller city than a
Right.
lot of, you know, than Seattle or, you know, for sure LA or whatever. It's a
Facts.
smaller market. It lacks a lot of infrastructure. You know, what are some of the obstacles it's like coming out of a, you know, it's a smaller market?
Shit. I mean, the industry is not here though. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
the main part. There's no industry. So we kind of built this shit from the ground up, starting with, well, for my generation, starting with Cool Nuts. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's the name we knew. You know what I mean? And him going out and doing his independent grind and shit like that. Uh, sorry, again, repeat that.
Is it
What is it like?
yeah, what are some of them the obstacles that are faced, you know, trying to cut your teeth in a small market?
Bro, I would say there's not many all age venues here. So when we was younger, we had to perform at parties and shit like that. So doing that, and there's not many like mid level venues. It goes from small
Hmm.
to hella big, and I think not having those mid sized venues hurts us a lot here. Uh, and also the dynamics. I mean, we in a 77% white city
Hmm.
telling our story. You know what I mean? That not many can relate to. But
Hmm.
like, fortunately for me, people of all demographics been rocking with my music. You know what I mean? I think I delivered in a way where people that don't come from where I come from feel like they're getting educated or they're learning something
Mm.
from the experience I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because I talk about a lot of the street shit in there too, but like it's coming from a point of not so much doing it, more so what I seen and what
Hmm.
I've been through. You know what I mean? And my music is personal, so I feel like people support it more because they I feel like they support it more because they can relate to what I'm talking to. You know what I mean? Can
Absolutely.
relate to what I'm talking about and what I've been through.
Absolutely, and it's crazy, you know. I know when it comes to music, that's what, like, making shit personal. Like, the more personal it gets, the more it resonates with people. But there's also that component of like having it broad. I can't remember. Nipsey said something like that, right? Where he said he was able at some point when he was able to shift his perspective of like still being real and authentic to his story, but making it in a way that wasn't so narrowed in. Like,
Exactly.
other people could even if you couldn't relate from my lifestyle or what I came from, you can relate to these different components or the
Yeah.
underlying themes of what I'm going through.
Right. Try to touch on like main themes of humanity. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Everybody can relate to struggle, success, weathering storms, shit like that. Everybody can relate to stuff like that, no matter your race or what you come from. Like the
Yeah,
basic things in humanity, people can relate to it.
yeah. That's game right there, and that's very similar. Like obviously, I come from the Caucasian race, but looking at the Pacific Northwest, that's what the majority of this is, and we see it in Seattle. Like for our platform, we've always tried to try and separate ourselves from a lot of the on a lot of the platforms and shows out here that we get it gets boxed in on a certain thing, right? Like the city, the venues, the gatekeepers, they want to see something that's safe or applicable to the majority of people, right? And I know Portland might have been a little bit before, like when you were really bubbling, but Portland dealt with that with
The
the city
police
basically
shit,
waged a war on hip hop
yeah,
for a minute. You know
definitely.
what I mean?
And I was part of that too, man. I done had a show. We done sold over 100 tickets, and they cut it down to 40 people at the door. The fire marshal, night
Mm-hmm.
of, type shit after everybody done bought their tickets, and putting police on each side of the block to make people feel like can't go in there. We've been through that type of shit. And then you had Ilmac at the what was that shit called, the Blue Monk.
Yeah, I'm
That was
trying.
the
Yeah, yeah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, Mikey Vegas, Ilmac, and I can't remember who else, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. We did an interview with Ilmac like right after that, talking about that. And it was crazy. Like again, when I lived out there, but I'll never forget. I'll never forget. There was this nightclub we used to go to. Fuck, what was it called? Couture
Oh
nightclub,
yeah,
man. We used to go out there, and I'll never forget one night we were going in there. It was my homie's 21st birthday. He's brown skinned. I'm like the only white dude in the group. I'm wearing a fucking hoodie, like some Timbs and a vest. They let me in. My man's right behind me. They're all wearing button ups, bro, and they hit him with the dress code.
it's
Like
bullshit,
dress
bro.
code, y'all can't get in. And I remember just arguing with the dude, like, bro, I look like I'm on the streets in fucking New York right now. These guys are actually dressed to be in here, and so that was one of the things. Obviously, coming where I come from, that's certain experiences I had being out, where I was the minority in a situation like that of opening my eyes to what's going on. And I seen a lot of shit, a lot of racist shit, a lot of crazy, blatant racist shit in the state of Oregon in general, not just
Oh
the city
yeah,
of Portland, man. It's
it's fake liberal, bro. It's pseudo liberal, bro.
Mhm.
Like it's liberal until you get to race dynamics.
Right.
It's liberal around animals and environment and LGBTQ, but when it gets to like specific racial dynamics, that's when it's like, whoa, 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 okay. We'll come back to that. It's always we'll come back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah, it's crazy. But we got turned. I'll never forget. We were in Southern Oregon somewhere. We got turned down. We were on
oh
tour. We had
shit,
we had 3 cars right off of I-5 pulling up gas. We were about to fill up 3 cars full of gas, and everybody was about to buy snacks and everything. Homeboy came out the gas station and told us to move along. He's like, "There's a gas station next door," and I just remember it took everybody like a couple seconds to be like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, bro, this dude's turning down like I don't even know $700-800 of business. We bought in and out. You
what
know,
part? What part of Southern Oregon, bro?
fuck, man. It,
Southern
it was
Oregon is hella racist though.
it was pretty far south, but it was right off I-5. We were
Like Grants
driving.
Pass or
I'm
Medford.
trying to, yeah, something like because we came from Seattle to Portland to pick up some people, and then we were headed to LA, and so we just stopped at some point to get gas, and it was like just it was one of those crazy. It was just like a crazy because I mean, like I said, I'd been around again. I ain't never experienced it due to my complexion, but I
Yeah,
done seen it. But it was one of those times where I was like, this is crazy, bro. Like this is some 1950s shit, man. This
yeah,
is
bro.
crazy.
And like it ain't no even no reason for no black people to be in any other the part of the state, bro. Maybe
Right.
Bend or Eugene, but like nah, bro. The rest of the state is kind of shaky.
It's crazy. And like you said, it's Oregon gets one of those things where Oregon, in the macro view, Oregon gets viewed as super liberal, super progressive, super whatever. But when you break it down, it's like you said, it's certain issues. There's certain issues they're
It's
super
cool.
passionate, and it's white issues, right? Ultimately, when like you said, animals, fucking LGBTQ plus, you know what I mean? It gets
Yeah,
real liberal on that, but then like you said, when it comes to race, it's kind of like I don't know, not
yeah,
right now,
bro.
not right now.
I think Oregon gets seen as a liberal state because Portland is the biggest city with the
Hmm.
most people in it. So like when we vote, our shit makes more of an impact. It's a blue city, you know what I mean? But overall, hell no.
Nah, yeah, yeah. People, yeah. If you get out there, your experience is different. But you know, back off that, back to like, you know, small market, you know, being Portland, right? You guys also struggle in the NBA with being a small market of retaining talent, getting the right talent.
Yeah,
Obviously, Damian Lillard, he been the face of the franchise for a couple years, you know, really putting
yeah,
Portland on the map from the NBA standpoint. But he's also one of the most respected rappers, you know, coming from the professional sports arena. He
definitely.
probably the NBA player with his level of talent. He's the best rapper. He might be the best rapper out the NBA ever.
I think so.
But and he also giving you flowers on multiple platforms, man. What is described for you to be such a Portland fan and obviously a Blazers fan
Yeah.
to have a figure like that just give you your flowers, man?
Oh well, shit, man. It's great, bro. I appreciate the fuck out of it, bro. Me and him is cool, so I kind of like got early contact with him when he got drafted, bro. So we've been cool since maybe his second year in the NBA.
Mm.
He came to one of my shows, bro, and I didn't even know it. He came to the show and was in the back and like recorded a part of my set and put it on his Instagram. It was like this dude cold, and then
Mm.
from there, that's when we've been cool since then, bro.
And that's
But
he got
yeah,
tapped in just randomly being at a show, or he already
yeah,
knew about you before that.
I think his cousins might have told him about me. I mean, I
Mm.
think Deuce might have told him about me, or his cousin Kenny, and they came to the show, and he seen it and put it up there, and then from there we locked in. So I actually got a song coming out with him soon. So
Mm.
it's less about like me being a Blazer fan. I'm from Portland. I've been a Blazer fan, but it's more so about him being a solid individual, man. Because he
Yeah.
ain't have to do that. You know what I mean? He ain't no Hollywood type dude, and I respect how you always reach out and show love.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen over the years. There's been a lot of, you know, the Blazers, bro. I mean, you know, again, it's a small market, but the Blazers get a lot of love in Portland. And it's dope to
Yeah,
see someone like that give love back to the city. Because whether I mean, maybe he does recognize, you know, being a small market for NBA, it's also a small market for hip hop. You know what I mean? So to use
yeah,
whatever platform he has to shine some light back on the city, like you said, he
yeah,
doesn't have to do that. That's just dope to see, man.
yeah. And I think I think he understands that, he's from Oakland, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that connection between, once again, Portland and the Bay is still there, you know what I mean? But
Absolutely, man. And you know, back to, you know, like I said, when I first got hip to you and Concrete Dreams was more in that classic hip hop, you know, might pencil it into to boom bap, but it's like I don't like to call it boom bap because I feel like that gets a bad stigma. It's like I
yeah,
just call it classic shit. You know, I don't know like what hip hop is kind of classically known for. But you know, these last couple projects of yours, you really like expanded outside of that, you know, a lot of it working alongside Dre Slaps. You've kept a
yeah,
lot of the elements in terms of lyricism and your approach kind of being the same, but that soundscape and the background has kind of elevated to, again, I don't like calling it a modern, but just a little shifting away from that while still keeping some
yeah.
elements. How much of that was like purposeful, and how much of it has just been like, I don't know, just shifting, like finding different shit that you like.
So, man, like I was telling you earlier, I started out doing more so, energy type of beats, hyphy shit and all of that when I was younger. So a lot of people don't realize they came in on the journey when they heard Concrete Dreams or Rise and Grind, they think like I'm a backpack rapper.
Mm-hmm.
But like, bro, I like rapping over everything. So after every project, I make a list of shit that I could have did to improve it, and I bring it on to the next project. And I always want to expand the sound and do different shit that forces me to do different deliveries and come up with different subject matter. You know what I mean? I think you could be an individual in what you write lyrically, and it carries. But like with beats, I think you do got to kind of keep up with what's going on, and that's what I try to do. That's what I try to do each time is keep up. Yeah, that's what I try to do each time is keep up. Not keep up, but like, all right, how could I force myself to do something different? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Having cats like Dre Slaps and Brookfield Deuce and Sammy the First listen to my music and shit like that. They tell me where I could do something different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always intentional in changing the sound a little bit. My thing, I don't like being boxed in, so I go where I'm going. What I go with what I'm feeling at the time when I make music. That's why Concrete Dream sounds different from Sheesh, and She sounds different from Cold Blooded, and then you got In Spite of. And In Spite of is kind of a mix of it all.
Mm-hmm. That's what we say on Sheesh. Like the last track, kind of. I think I can't remember the cat. It was it Castles or something. I don't know the
It's
name of the
called
track.
Palaces.
Palaces. There you go. Palace. That shit was kind of like on that project. That was kind of the one that was kind of in that more traditional hip hop lane. But the rest of
Yeah,
that project was definitely on the slap vibe.
yeah, and that was all intentional, man. Like, cause Dre's shit is more upbeat, more energetic. So I just wanted to force myself to see what I could do over that. You know what I mean? What can I paint on these canvases?
Hmm.
And it came out straight. And I try to do something that challenged myself every time. On In Spite Of, I added like more live instruments and shit into it, and trying to like, and I tried different formats with songs. You know what I mean? On there a lot of one verse, one longer verse, and a hook. If you
Hmm.
listen to it, you'll hear it.
Absolutely, and that's like that's been the mode of hip hop. I remember my boy TS said it to me earlier. I remember one like years ago. He's like, "Bro, I'm so tired of 16/8, 16/8." Like he was like, "I just want to do anything, but I'll do a 17/8." Like he was just like, "I want to do something
Yeah,
different." And it's funny. I'm not gonna say obviously he didn't pioneer that shit, but hip hop has definitely shifted away. And also Rapper E was another one back in the day. He was doing a lot of different. And I remember being like, "The fuck are you doing, bro? Like, there's a
right.
simple formula. Why the fuck you breaking it?" And he just being like, "Nah, bro. Like, you got to keep people on their toes." And it's just funny how, again, I know he didn't innovate that, but it's kind of came that way where it's like it's just something new. Even if it's just a
Yeah,
little bit different or a lot of bit different. It just brings something new, something fresh, man.
yeah. I think you got to keep people's ears engaged, bro. Like a lot of time, like coming from the lyrical branch of things, a lot of time, bro. A lot of people that are artists that are lyrical can get really, zoned in on what they saying, and
Hmm.
then not think about the beats as much, or nah, I got to do three whole 16s, bro. But nah, bro, you don't need all of that. You get to your point and you go into the next shit. And that was hard to do, like with the In Spite Of project, because I be wanting to write more shit, but it don't be needing it.
Hmm.
And
That's it.
I was
Yeah.
saying on this one too, I let more ears in on the like creative process. Usually I record everything and I show people everything at the end.
Mhm.
But I was sending people shit during the process this time, and I think that helped improve it.
Yeah, that shift is so funny because that's like back in 2007, 8, like everything was three verses, 16/8, 16/8, 16. Maybe you put a bridge in there, like a
Yeah,
4 or 6 bar bridge, but that changing from three verses and just from I don't come from the writing standpoint, but from the producer engineer, like a lot of times motherfuckers were forcing that last 16 just to
bruh.
fit it, bro. Like,
Like it ain't, bro. If you can't say what you need to say in 2/16s, then it's maybe
right,
that last verse just need to be music.
right.
Maybe adds like some live music in there. You know what I mean? And then come back to a bridge or something. I don't think it's cool. Three verses is cool, but like I don't see myself really going back to that.
Yeah, most music doesn't, right? Unless you got a feature, right? A lot of shit now
Yeah,
is two verses, and then like you said there's a lot of like 32 verse or 32 bar verses, a hook and a bridge, and then it's done. People in and out in like 2 minutes.
yeah,
It's great. It's great for the track. There's not a lot of 4 minute songs anymore.
yeah, bro. For what, bro? I don't think
Yeah.
our attention spans are even that long no more.
No, not at all. And just the way people consume and digest music, right? It's so quick. And I know for you, like someone that puts a lot of thought into it and really works on an album, right? Really present the album, But even you shifting, like the Sheesh was a shorter track list. Like, would that be? I mean, I guess you did the Concrete Dreams, the demo, but previously, like to how music shifted, would you think of taking an approach of doing like a smaller set list on an album, or is that
Bro,
kind of
it's
just
so
changing over
hard,
time?
bro. I haven't like so with In Spite Of, bro, my original idea was doing 4 to 6 tracks, bro. But
Mm,
like I feel whenever the music is like personal, it's hard for me to just cap it off at 5 to 6. So I went 9 with that. That's why I was calling it EP still, but to a lot of people, 9 tracks is not an EP.
so you
But
getting you getting on the fence right there.
yeah, right. Once you cross over 7, it's like, all right. But yeah, bro, it's just doing 5 songs is hard. Sheesh was the first time I did it, and it worked for that because I
Hmm.
didn't feel the subject matter was as deep. It was just like trying out new shit and doing new types of songs. But I still want to try to lock down a 4 to 5 song project.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I still do it. I still got 3 more EPs to put out after this In Spite Of shit. So I'm about to put out a deluxe version of In Spite Of in like 2 weeks. So
Okay. Okay. Is
it'll
that
have the, huh?
you announced that previously? That's a hot take right there.
That's a hot take.
Okay.
Yeah,
The deluxe on the way.
I don't even like to call it. Let's call it extended.
Okay.
An extended version, bro. It pushes out to like maybe 13 tracks to where it's an album.
Mm-hmm.
And I've took some songs off too. Yeah.
Change it up, man. What do you feel like when people listen to Mike Cape's music, man? What do you feel like people are gonna get from that?
I want people to get heart from it, passion, authenticity at the top of the list for me. Somebody who care about the art and who care about people, you know what I mean? And somebody that's always trying to grow. And I look at my music as chapters in my life where I'm at with any project. That's where I was at when I wrote that. Sheesh, that shit was kind of cocky, you know what I mean? And I was irritated by a lot of shit in the scene. So that came out like that. Cold Blooded was like, man, these motherfuckers need to start rapping again. I
Mm.
like rapping. I'm putting this shit out and I'm talking shit. In spite of it's personal, it's the last 2, 3 years of my life. I'm talking about more personal shit. That's where I've been at. And yeah, Rise and Grind was self-explanatory, and Concrete Dreams was like, I feel like we needed something. I wanted to make something that was like a time capsule that
Mm-hmm.
people could pick up 20 years from now and understand what was going on in the world at the time. So like each one is just a chapter, bro.
I like
And
that.
yeah, those things I said that I don't want people to get from it.
What do you when it comes to Portland, who your it's only gonna be 3, 5, whatever. Who are your top Portland rappers of all time?
Am I talking about like general consensus or I'm talking about my personal?
Your personal. Fuck the consensus, man. Who you
Yeah.
fucking with?
My personal favorites of all time from Portland, I'd say Rashid is not from Portland, but I'd say Rashid, Jamal, I'd say Vinny Dwayne, and I'd say Versatile.
Okay.
Yeah. If
That's
we
that's a
picking three.
that's a solid list, man. I fuck with Versatile. He's a OG, man. I fuck with Sheed's music. He was one of the first, like out of your guys' generation. He's the first guy I got kind of tapped in with personally
Yeah,
through Martin. He's shooting the videos with Martin. Martin was my guy. He put me on to Sheed early.
yeah,
And then Vinny nice, man. Vinny definitely nice.
yeah. And me and Vinny, we from the same neighborhood. Oh well, shit, me, Glenn Waco, Ilmac, fucking Maze Caroma, Matt Randall, uh, shit, Northside Tago, a lot of others, bro. We all from St. John's. So,
The North, huh?
yeah, bro. The
What's
deep.
what's what's the North mean to you then for that
I
side
mean,
of
that's
Portland?
that's community, bro. That's to me, that's identity. You know what I mean? How we grew up out there a little different, bro. It's small. So the Northeast is more like fast. It's more like the city, and to me, the North is like a town. Everybody know everybody. A lot of our parents is not from Portland. A lot of them are from the South. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we grew up a little different. It's a lot more scrappy, I think. A lot more, growing up in the villa and shit like that. It's different. We grew up more so fighting. It wasn't really like gang banging as much.
Mhm.
So it's just it's slower, but I feel like there's more of a grit. And the grit is what I feel like we represent.
It ain't that hipster shit that you see down there in the
Nah, bro, we not
Southeast.
into that, bro. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we ain't into that shit. Our shit is like, if I'm gonna pick an artist that sound like the North, I would think of like not artists from there, but I'm saying like
Mhm.
I would think like Nas. You know
Mm.
what I mean? We tend to tell a lot of stories and it's like based in lyricism in the music,
Yeah,
whether it's street or whether it's conscious. It's always gonna be some type of storytelling.
absolutely. So how you feel like Portland gets capped in that, like, it's a hipster capital of the country, right? How you feel? I mean, obviously it's different from where the side you came from, but how do you feel like
Yeah,
Portland getting that the hipster tag? You feel like it's accurate for most of it, or is this shit rub you guys the wrong way, or what?
I feel like it's accurate for somebody who ain't been here.
Mm.
and don't know where they. I think it's accurate for what the city puts out in the media, what the city wants you to see. You know what I mean? But now we at a point where you seeing the shit that we grew up that I grew up in. You know what I mean? Like Portland fucked up right now. You know what I mean? It's a lot of murders going on. It was 92 murders last year. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, and it started off with 10 this in January. So it's like now that shit is harder to hide under the Portlandia type Portland that's been put out there.
Right.
Man, there's another reality to Portland that a lot of us grew up in, but that's not the majority, and it doesn't make Portland look safe and inviting. So that wasn't put out there, but now I mean, you can't really hide from it.
Yeah, that's right. It don't matter. It's not something you can catch on the Visit Portland Facebook
Fuck
page.
no. Don't nobody from the outside that's like not tapped in. They don't know that it's gangs here for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that shit real.
Yeah.
People die for real. You know what I mean? Like rest in peace, Dre Steves, bro, who was one of
Right.
the dopest rappers out of Portland, especially on the street level. You know what I mean? Like he lost his life 2 days before Christmas. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's been a lot of that shit going on.
See, man, that's something like just being out here in the Seattle area. That's something I see online. It be irking people so much, bro. When Seattle gets positioned like a certain way, people be talking Seattle soft, this and that. Cats out here get so man, they get worked up over that because it's definitely it depends on where you're at, right? Like certain
Yeah,
areas is not like that at all.
yeah, and that's the same way Portland is. You can go to Southwest Portland, you be like, oh, this the Portland that they've been talking about. Then you can go to North, and then and inner Northeast, and you like, this shit a little different, bro. Like, what's this dude doing out here, bro? Why you looking at me like that? Oh, that Buick moving too slow, bro. Why is the lights off? Shit like that.
Right.
And yeah, we got the same shit everybody else got. It's just small on a smaller scale.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. What inspires you to keep creating, man?
Shit, man. I started rapping like out of self preservation, bro. It wasn't something that like I didn't see it and be like, that's what I want to do. I want to be this. I want to wear all this jewelry and shit like that. Later in like high school, I felt like that, but like when I started writing poetry and then it turned into raps. I was in a foster home. There was an older kid there rapping, and I tried my hand at it, and I fell in love with that shit because I was able to express shit that I couldn't talk to nobody about through music, and it's the same thing. A lot of my expression is through my music, so it's how I it's how I process things a lot of the time. So that's what keeps me going. I just got a real love for the art form before anything.
What you feel like? What is it in a beat that captivates you? Because obviously you rapped on a lot of different type of beats. What is it? I mean, I'm sure it changes from time to time. But what about a beat captivates you? Not just to fuck with it, but to write to it.
Uh, the way I know when a beat hit me is when I start mumbling some shit off top when the drop come in. A lot of times that's when I'm like, all right, I can fuck with this. But like a lot of times it's just a mood. If it catch the mood that I'm in, that's
Mm.
what I'll write to. A lot of when I write, I let the instruments and the beat tell me where to go with it. If it's drums, high energy drums, all that. This might be some braggadocious shit. If it's some pianos and violins, it might be some more introspective type shit. But I think a lot of time I like the drums mostly.
Mm.
It ain't got to be like an 808. It could be some dirty. I like dirty drums a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or something that like razor tongue where it's kind of driving.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. And how often you get a beat and it doesn't hit your like you fuck with it, but it doesn't hit your vibe and you sit with it. Like and it doesn't incite that mumbling, right out the gate. Do you still fuck
Yeah.
with shit that you feel like you get and then you gotta sit with it a minute or hear it under or you hear it under, somehow it just comes on again and then you're in a different vibe than the first time you hear it and you're like, what bro, what was I
Shit,
sleeping on
bro.
this?
We could just go razor tongue. Like, so I wrote half of that and then like, I didn't finish it for like 2.5 years, bro. I wrote half of it and I was stuck. And then something happened. I think it might have been when did Trayvon Martin happen?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. Was that I'm bad with time,
Oh,
bro?
what sparked it was the Richard Sherman shit. It was after Soup. Well, he said something, bro, and they gave him a hard ass time about it. There's a line about it in Razor Tongue.
Mm.
I can't remember what it was, but like he did something, bro, and it was like he's aggressive. He's da 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 da
Yeah.
da da, and that's what sparked the second half of it. And I was able to write it, but like sometimes, bro, I get a beat, I might not fuck with it right away, and then I play it again, and it pans out. I'm trying to think of a song that is like that, but I can't right now. But it happens like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I mean, I feel that. I think music, right? Like music, ultimately, like, and someone that's been involved in the creation of music, right? Like, and from a producer standpoint, I feel like you hear a sound that inspires you as a producer to make a beat, that ultimately then inspires an artist that brings something else out to it, that then ultimately gets put out and inspires the end user on something else. You know, and I look at it as like a transference of energy at like three different levels. You know, when those things match up perfectly, it's like a divine thing. You know what I mean?
Right. And you know when you know, bro. Like, yeah, bro. That the producer could have sent that beat to 10 other dudes and it didn't get used, but
Mm.
it fell in your lap and the shit works off top. Like, yeah, I love that type of shit. Yeah, and Razor Tongue was definitely one of those. Like, I knew I liked it, but I didn't know what I was gonna do to it.
And that's crazy because that's one, again, that's a joint that brought me into the Mike Caves universe,
Yeah,
and it's crazy to hear that you had it and we're like, oh yeah, and then we're like, I don't know what to, you know, I don't know where to go with it, and then it shot shell for so long, and then something else was like, let me pull that session
yeah,
file
bro.
back.
Cause yeah, bro, that's still one of my favorite songs that I've wrote. You know what I mean? So
And it don't sound like there was 2 years space between those verses,
it
man. That
was,
shit,
bro. Like I think I
that
stopped. Okay, you know where the yeah, there's like a natural pause on that song, and then that's where I
right.
actually picked up writing again.
Okay.
When I came in at like product of Reaganomics and Sonic, cereal bowl, red blue bonnet, just being honest. That was the second part.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
bro.
I think I can see it now, but it don't sound like that on the record, you know, like hearing it without
Yeah,
the story, it don't sound like that.
yeah, that shit was raw, bro. I'm still trying to capture some more of that energy, bro. I was pissed off. I was pissed off, bro. I was in a space where I was pissed off. A
All
lot
right,
of shit was going on in the world.
someone got to piss Capes off and hit him the right beat real quick.
Oh shit. Is you segueing into something, bro?
Nah, man. We ain't nah. We don't. I don't. I try not to, bro. I really try to use our platform not to focus on the negativity, man. Which
I,
hurts. Which hurts because with the
yeah.
internet, that's
But I respect that, bro. I respect the
yeah.
fuck out of that.
Especially where I coming from, bro. I'd feel real fucking weird if that's the type of shit I'm like profiting or grabbing views off, bro. I feel real fucking weird. You know, that's some
Yeah,
weirdo shit. Like again, from my standpoint, like World Star Hip Hop, that's how they cut their teeth. But again, homeboy that started that, he from a different culture than me, you know. So
yeah.
like,
That's
whatever.
why I never. That's why I never put nothing on World Star, bro.
Yeah,
Ever, because of that. But yeah, I feel that, bro. I fuck with it. And I wish more people move like that.
yeah. It's terrible. I'll tell you, it's terrible because that shit is great. That shit is great for them online impressions, bro.
It is,
That shit is
but it's
absolutely
also
great.
it's also short term. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very much so. Very much. We've seen some pages. There's been some Instagram pages out here that not necessarily on beef shit, but just the negative side or whatever. That's what they put out there, and I mean, it's easy. You look at the news, it's all negative. You know what I mean? That's the shit that sells. That I mean, because it invokes a emotion or a reaction out
Yeah.
of someone,
You
and
put out
ultimately
shit that's reactive.
yeah, and that's what inspires right now. I'm commenting. Now you're disagreeing. Now we're all commenting, right? And that just sends the shit through the algorithm going, you know, it's the same shit with Facebook. That's why Facebook made so much goddamn money off the last couple of elections because just all this clash, man. And I don't know. Again, when it comes to hip hop, I just can't, you know what I mean? I don't feel
Yeah.
right to me.
I mean,
But
we've seen the result of that shit.
yeah, it's that's not my style, man. If it makes, I might do some. If it's for the sport of it, I'll do it, and whatever. But yeah, that's personally not my style, man. But anyways, we'll move
Yeah.
off that shit.
Yeah.
Um, what's on the docket? What's on the rest of 2022 for Mike Capes?
Putting out this in spite of deluxe or extended version this month. Putting out some more videos because that's something that I've been aiming to do more of, content or videos, either way. Uh, and booking more shows outside of the state. You know what I mean?
Mm,
This year I'm looking. before COVID, I was looking to expand and maybe tour. You know what I mean? But COVID hit, so I'm getting back on that. I want to feel uncomfortable again
Mm.
on stage. I'm not uncomfortable in other places, but I like that away game feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I call performing in other cities is like away games. Don't know why they might not know who I am here, and I like that, and I like the feeling of having to win people over on the stage. You know what I mean? So looking to do that.
It's a beauty. Even like me, someone's curated a lot of lineups, right? I love that when you see that, right? Because obviously you go to, if you're at a show where it's a mainstream artist, everyone's there, right? Everybody shuts the fuck up and waits for it, right? If you're at some local
Right.
shit, motherfuckers is talking, and I love watching that again. That transference of energy. I don't know why that's the theme, but I love seeing that when people start slowly through the first song, they start tuning in, and then by the second song, they're just like captivated, like
Like this
and because
motherfucker hard.
and you don't see a lot of that, right? Like your
Yeah.
average show, right? When it's coming with that lineup or people you don't, and I'm not saying, I don't mean to say local, just artists you don't know, right? Like
Yeah.
independent artists you're not aware of their music. When people start seeing that and they don't know the words, they're not there to see that particular person. But when they start just like tuning in, I love just watching that from afar. You know what I mean? I
Right.
love seeing that shit. So I
I
can
love
only
feeling.
imagine for you to be at the center of orchestrating that whole energy, man.
Yeah, I love feeling that, bro. Cause I like when it's hard, bro. When I went to Sacramento, I made that shit pop off. I don't know who this weird motherfucker is in the back, but yeah. When I was in Sacramento, bro, that's what I love doing that. Unfamiliar faces, and by the end, bro, had that motherfucker lit. So
People coming up like, yo, bro, that was some shit. I didn't know what to expect.
yeah, because they hear that I'm from Portland first,
Yeah.
or I mention it, they're like, what the fuck, Portland? They rap up there, and then you
Yeah.
show them. Same
Yeah.
thing was fun doing that show in Seattle with y'all too, like having to win over a crowd that don't know me.
You were out there in the crowd, if I remember correctly. You done
Yeah,
off
that's
the
how I get
stage, out
down.
the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, I really appreciate you hopping on here, rocking with us tonight, man. And beyond that, I appreciate just what you're doing for the region, putting on for people, always pushing positivity. I appreciate you tapping with me behind the scenes, keeping me in tune, times holding myself accountable for certain things, or just having conversations that a lot of motherfuckers would just have publicly for the sake
yeah,
of it,
bro.
right? And
That
having
shit
that one
weird.
on one.
Speaking on that, bro, that shit weird, bro. Like if you know somebody and you cool with them and you got their number or you can hit them direct, and it's speaking to everybody, please do that shit, bro. Because when you give people the chance to chime in on some shit that's personal, like you ain't going. Are you really looking for a solution to what you talking about?
Hmm.
And that's why I like always hit you for something that's like I don't understand something. I'm gonna hit you direct, bro. We'll talk about it. It ain't got to be no extra shit trying to run y'all through the mud or anybody else.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. I just try to keep shit respectful.
Yeah. Well, I like again. I noticed that because there's even people I know that I'm cool with that doesn't do the public shit with our platform, and I respect it. Putting shit out there on the internet. You ask for anything's fair game to it. Or a lot of things are fair game to a certain
Yeah,
extent, but a lot of people also understand what it takes to build something, whether it's a
yeah,
platform or artist name, to build a brand, to build that momentum. And like we were saying earlier, people hop behind that negative shit. So like I said, I again, I appreciate that. I ain't said that to you, but I'll say it publicly. Other motherfuckers can
yeah.
hear. I appreciate that shit.
Thank you, bro. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, keep us in tune with this deluxe, the deluxe version on the way. Keep us in
yeah.
tune with that. Where I'm trying to think, your Instagram handle at Mike Capes Raps.
Yeah. MICCAPES raps. Yeah.
People tap in with Mike, check out the music. We'll be looking to support the rest of the releases. Hopefully, I ain't done a show in a minute, but I'm eagerly looking to hopefully get you on some lineups here
I'm with it, bro.
outside of Portland at some point, man.
I'm with it, bro. That's the mission this year. Go anywhere and everywhere I can with this music shit.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, thank you for hopping on tonight, man, and we'll be catching up soon, man.
Likewise, bro. Thanks.
All right, this is Mitch from RespectMyRegion.com with the RMR Plus podcast. Mike Capes. Y'all check out his music. We'll be at you guys